Next, cookies. Yeah. Many websites these days would try to prompt you to set up cookies before they allow you to visit the website further. So it's very, very relevant to our everyday life. Let's see how it works. Okay. First thing is, the cookie setup process is always initiated from the website. So meaning from the web server that your web browser is requesting objects from. So web server there is going to send a message to the web browser carrying a special header line. Okay, it's the cookie setup special line. And the web browser there, upon receiving such a message, it's going to generate, okay, a corresponding message if you click OK to insert cookie. And that message is going to carry again a special header line saying cookie OK. All right, so exchange of messages between cookie setter and cookie allower. Now, when you say, OK, I will allow setting of the cookie, your browser is going to add an entry to the special cookie file on your local disk. Okay. So that is exactly what's expressed here in the special cookie setup line. And when the server receives the message allowing cookies, server would then add a special entry as well to the backend database. And that entry set up here and here will actually map to each other, allowing the server to identify who you are and when have you visited the website last time. Okay. Let's use an example to explain. It will work slightly better. Let's say Susan always accesses internet from her PC. And she's visiting a specific e-commerce site the first time. In the initial HTTP request, okay, that arriving at the server, the site will then create a unique ID, okay, and that will be an entry being added to the backend database. Right? So that ID is going to be carried, okay, in the message the site sends back to Susan. So that's going to be set cookie and then the number created here. All right. So local hard disk you have there, or Susan has there, will have that entry, okay, set up in the cookie file. So this will go back to the server, okay, carrying also that special ID that Susan has already allowed to set up. And then at this point in time, the server would finally enter the entry to the backend database. So that's the way it works. Let me illustrate, okay, and so that you know clearly what's going on. Client, server, or Susan, Amazon.com. Okay. Now, at the client side, you have this special cookie file, and it's managed by the web browser. And you might have clicked OK to eBay. So eBay has already set up a cookie entry carrying unique ID A734. Server here has a local disk as well. It's maintained more as a backend database instead of just a simple file. Right? So, but when you visit the website Amazon.com the first time, you send an HTTP request message. Now, of course, you have not yet been in Amazon before, so there's no entry for the Amazon website. Okay, so in your initial HTTP request message, there's not going to be any cookie special header lines. All right. So when Amazon.com here receives HTTP request, of course, it will try to grab the objects that you're looking for and try to generate the HTTP response with it. But in the meantime, it will be creating an ID, okay, for this particular user, okay, and add that to the database. And in the response, it carries the web object that you're looking for, but it also carries the special header line, the set cookie line. Okay, and hey, see the ID created is carried over through the HTTP response message back to the user. So, web browser here sets up one extra entry saying, hey, for Amazon, the website, use ID 1678. So for the subsequent visit, subsequent browsing, all the HTTP request messages is going to carry the cookie OK and I am a user 167A header line, right? So here the server, of course, will be generating the web objects, generating the HTTP response message that you're requesting with the request message. So response message. But the response message might also contain additional content, okay? Server there could be seeing your browsing history a couple clicks back and discover that, hey, you might be looking for a specific item, okay? And then recommend potentially items you'll be interested, okay? So that might also be part of the response messages. So showing the items you are looking into buying as well as related products. Okay, so for example, if you are looking to purchase a phone, then the website might be recommending a phone case, okay, or a number of phone cases. So what's amazing there is 1 week later, okay, when you come back and try to purchase something from Amazon again, okay, the first request message you'll be sending will already be carrying the cookie entry. Okay, so once you have it set up locally on your cache file, on your cookie file, for all the subsequent HTTP requests, it's going to by default carrying the cookies. Amazon here will know, yeah. So over time, the server will know, probably your profession, probably your income level, things like that. Okay, so that's why it gives people a certain creep about setting up cookies, and you might be warned, be careful about setting up cookies there.